Hello guys, welcome back, and this is my final review of the 7 Hz Salnotes Dioko in collaboration with Crinacle. So yeah, these ones came with this big box here. You've got all the tips and the cable as well. Pretty nice carrying case actually. Product information. Yeah, you can see other unboxing videos. I'm not really into that. But yeah, let's move on to how I see this. I like this a lot actually. I also want to thank Timmy from Giz Audio for loaning me these. Thank you, man. I really hope I can listen to more of your sets. But anyhow, moving to the signature of the Dioko, these are neutrally tuned. There's a little bit of bass in there to, not make it sound boring. And it's bright as well, because it's not the painful bright. It's just like there's more emphasis on the treble, and everything sounds like brighter, like they're thin sounding. Vocal sound thin, male vocal sounds thin, instrument sounds a little bit brighter. So for me, the timbre on these are not really that natural, so they're leaning into the analytical side of things. But it's not bad. I mean, if you love that, like this can excel in some tracks like pop or maybe J-pop, like female vocals. They sound really good, but just the timbre, your ears can adjust to these. After some time, you find that they actually resolve things pretty well. As for the bass, as I've mentioned, these are like really flat neutral. They're with a bit of emphasis on the sub bass, so sub bass over mid bass. Though I think that a little bit of mid bass can help, because planar speed is just fast and there's not enough oomph. Like there's bass, there's rumble, but there's no meat. Like instead of like me headbanging to some metal tracks, I find myself just bobbing side to side. It's not as heavy as with my other sets. If you're a bass head, it's Crinacle, so you wouldn't buy it. But if you're in for a clean bass, like no bleed whatsoever, the Dioko is very, very good sounding. For the mids, it's just clean, crystal clear, like devoid of any, like even warmth. There's no warmth in the mids, so it's just very clean sounding. It's not shouty, it's not strident, it's not annoying cleanliness. It's just, it's analytical sounding, Whether you like it or not, it depends on your personal preference, but these are the cleanest planars I have ever heard. As for the treble though, there is an 8-key peak, but I don't think that, at least for me, it's not that of a big deal. It might be a fake peak, maybe half strength of that, because I didn't feel any sibilance. There are also some unevenness, maybe past 10K, which makes the treble a little bit unrefined, but it's well extended. It's just that, you get that lot of planar sheen from them. But if you use foam tips, it might be able to mitigate some of that. Well, it actually did for me. I'm using foam tips on them, and I didn't really feel a lot of zing from the planars. But the treble is very detailed. It's very nuanced. It's bright, of course, but for me, it's not in the fatiguing side of things. It's just pleasant, but it could be better, because for me, the Talos has like more natural treble presentation. And they share a little bit of, they share the same tuning. I guess it's neutral, with a little bit of emphasis on the treble. But yeah, the Dioko is not a slouch. It's how much? 99. So if you can grab this on sale and it fits your alley, you like neutral sound sets, then the Dioko might be the one for you, because the technicalities of these are actually, it's planar, so separation, everything is good. The stage though, it's not that wide as I thought. It's airy, but it's strange, because like I didn't feel like it was that grand. Because usually in sets that are tuned like this, they should sound like really open, but for me, I didn't feel like that. Probably because of the lack of the mid bass, so I don't know. But for me, the stage is just fine. It's not too compressed. But I don't know, the proportions didn't match well. It's like it's wide, but it's not so deep, so you don't get that full holographic experience. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's different for you, but yeah, the separation, everything, it's good. It can actually resolve, like, drop these on bass. It's just that the timbre is a little bit different. Instead of like boom 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 boom, it's like boom boom boom, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, these are fine. But the thing is, like, if you know how to EQ, there's another planar here that I want to compare, the KZPR1, which is as good as that if you know how to EQ. This is cheaper, and the driver here is, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like it resolves better because the timbre on here is much more pleasant than the Dioko, because the Dioko is just lean, and this one, like, even after EQ, I can feel that the timbre on the PR1 has this more natural tinge to them. Although the treble here, stock, is just, you know, this one wins. Stock to stock, the Dioko wins for an additional price. But if you know how to EQ, I don't know, like, if you want planar techs and you don't have money, I'd probably, you know, just buy PR1 or wait for other planars. But what, so how do I recommend Dioko? It's for the overall package of everything, because KZ, you know, KZ, it's just a simple box, like their generic box, and that's it. And you need EQ, and I don't know, like, if you're treble sensitive, you might not even like it. So if you're in for neutral tuning and you want planar text, the Dioko is the cheapest you can get for a neutral sounding set. It's the one to get, really. Cause, like, you know, like, you get this case and you get a lot of tips and you get this nice cable. They feel good, they're soft, although the color could be better. If you're not in for this blingy purplish thing, then if you mind that, then too bad. Maybe look for something else, maybe Talos. But, like, the thing is, like, as I mentioned, these share the same tuning with the Talos. The Talos is like almost $200, right? I didn't like it with the BA switch, because if they price it lower without the BA switch, that could have been, like, for me, the best tuned planar, like, in the reference of neutrality. But again, that is like twice as much as this, right? So I it's, for me, like, it's more practical to buy the Dioko than the Talos, because the Talos is like, it has an unusable switch. What can you do with it? Like, it sounds good just straight off the planar, but twice as much. I mean, just get Dioko, you know. And I've heard that they share the same driver too, like, and which makes sense. Another thing to note too is, like, I haven't heard the one with the wrong filters, but I saw some graphs, and the one that with the wrong filter actually matches my target. So I'm really curious how it sounds like, you know, because I don't know, like, some people said it's bad, or like it's too shouty. It might be because there's no mid bass, but I'm just curious, like, how could it be that bad? Or maybe just my tuning is bad. I don't know. But my tuning is, it's, I don't know, like, I share some similarities with tuning. Like, my gain is similar to Banban's, Hobby Talk, and a little bit different Timmy's peak is around 3K, mine is like in 2K. But I'm really curious how it would sound. Like they said, like, it's harsh. Like, I've heard reviews like the wrong filter sounded harsh or something, but it actually graphed pretty nice when I checked it. So I don't know, maybe it sounds, because for me the gain here, it's a little bit dampened for me. Like, it sometimes sounds like U-shaped, you know, because like there's emphasis on the bass and it is bright, and the vocals are they don't have that forwardness because they dampen the gain a little bit, so it sounds like kind of like U-shaped or something, but it's still neutral. So that's why I thought like if you know if it was shipped with the wrong filter with the right gain, at least for my preference, it must have, you know, sounded good. But I don't know, because this one's with the correct filter anyways. So yeah, I don't want to ramble about things. So if you want like a clean, plainer sound, you know, you get the Dioko. If you have the cash, maybe you can get them on sale, this 1111. And yeah, this gets my recommendation if it matches your tonality, because this is A+ in my ranking. I didn't change in my first impression video, but this one, it's worth the price if it matches your tonality. So thank you so much guys for watching this review, and yeah, if you want to subscribe to my channel and get some news and other reviews, feel free to do that. And you can also follow my Facebook page if you haven't. So thank you so much for listening guys. Have a nice day. Peace out. Bye bye.